Hi guys, Rory here from Your Golf Travel. I'm here with Tony Jacklin, former Ryder Cup captain, player, major winner. Very honoured to be sitting beside him, and we're going to talk about the Ryder Cup. Obviously that's coming up in a few weeks. Tony, if you were Ryder Cup captain this year, taking Darren's place, which three players would you have gone for in the wildcard picks, which were announced a couple of days ago?
Well, I don't think he was far off. I mean, you've got to pick Lee Westwood. I mean, he's such an experienced player, and he's, you know, he's maybe not on the best form he's ever played, but he's still playing some solid golf.
Yeah, he played well in the majors this year, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. So he's still a star, and he's got all that experience. And of course, Martin Kaymer was such a big part of Medina, and you know, holding that putt at the end was fantastic, and he's a major winner. You could not leave him out. Pieters was the one that, and Darren played with him just a few weeks ago, and he said he shot the easiest 62 he's ever seen shot, and he's obviously a real comer. Pieters, there's no doubt that you know, he could be looking at a world number one. That being said, he is a rookie as far as Ryder Cup's concerned, and it's going to be a daunting experience for him. There were a couple of other guys obviously in the mix for Pics. One was Luke Donald, who's contributed enormously to Ryder Cup. I think he's had 10-point contribution over the recent years, and he's got a lot of experience, and he's shown some form this last few months. And I'm sure Darren considered him, and also of course Russell Knox, who's playing full time on the American tour and is a winner. I think it was a tough one for Russell not to be a captain's pick. I mean, there was I think there was some issue that he wasn't a member of the European tour early on when he won one of his events, which might have counted, and he could have even qualified automatically. Yeah. But so it's a tough one for him. But Darren has made his determination. I mean, he played with this young lad, and he thinks he'll be up for it, and I hope he's right. But it's an awesome experience, and with, you know, six rookies in your side, first an away match. It's a tall order. It's going to be an uphill battle against a very determined American team who have opted, you know, they haven't picked their wildcards yet. They're not going to pick them all at once either. Yeah. They're going to leave the last man.
They get 4, is that correct?
They get 4.
To Europe's 3, okay.
And 3 will be picked in a couple of weeks' time, and they leave the last one till the last minute. So you can see by that sort of determination that they mean business this year. They don't want to leave anything to chance.
Yeah. Okay, it's quite interesting. So we've obviously now Europe have got their team set. How important is it, do you think, I mean, if you compare the fact that, like you said, America aren't going to have a set team until a couple of days before the actual event kicks off. Europe have now, they know what's going to happen. They know who's playing. Is that where's the advantage? I mean, obviously they can potentially pick a form player in comparison to what Europe have done, but Europe have now got the team set, and the players are presumably going to be talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, they've got time to gel now. I mean, the Europeans will be gelling as a team as we speak, and we mustn't forget that the first 2 days you have the ability, the captain has the ability to hide 4 players. You know, not everybody's exposed the first couple of days, and it's going to be interesting to see whether Darren throws a lot of rookies at it early, or puts the experience in, or whether in fact, you know, he's looking towards an experienced man taking care of a rookie in partnerships and that sort of thing. There's a lot behind the scenes that we won't know until the day of the races, as they say. But the other thing, you know, with vice captains now, he's got a lot of guys to lean on and help. I mean, you don't have to be. I remember back in the day, I was trying to be everywhere, you know, looking at guys' form, and he's at least got some of his vice captains now, which can cover different groups and report back as to who's doing what and who's playing well and who isn't. it's
So how
going
many
to be
vice
exciting.
captains did you have?
I didn't have any.
You didn't have any?
I mean, I
And Darren's got what, 5?
No, I mean, I had the last 3 I captained. I had Bernard Gallagher, and I suppose you could say Bernard was a vice captain. I mean, he sat in my cart the whole time. He was, he was very much aware of what was going on, and hence the reason he took over when I retired from it in 1989. But no, he's got plenty of help there, and hopefully it doesn't cloud the water. It helps more than it hinders. But it's there's still going to be a whole lot of praying going on.
Yeah.
Once you've made your determinations and you've got your groupings, whether it's foursome or four ball, you need a clear line to God, because it's tough.
Well, it's 24 of the best players in the world, isn't it? There's not a huge amount separating them on paper.
That's it. I mean, and if you can get off to a fast start, and match play is about momentum. If you can get up early and maintain, I always thought about match play. It's interesting. If you win the first hole, you're 1 up. The opponent's got to win 2 holes to get into the position you're in. Yeah. If that makes any sort of sense at all. So I do think it's important to establish an early lead if you can. You rarely see massive comebacks. Once a guy gets 2 or 3 down in a match. Generally speaking, that match is taken care of.
Yeah. Unless you're Ian Poulter, of course.
Unless you're Poulter.
And he's vice captain this year, isn't he? Due to injury, he's not playing.
He'll be there in obviously more than spirit. I mean, he'll be an inspiration to a lot of these young guys. I mean, he turned the thing around. His victory that the putt he made before they went into the final day the last time was a huge boost. And just having guys like Ian around for these new fellas will be a great inspiration.
Yeah, make them feel a bit more comfortable in their surroundings as well. Yeah.
They'll get a lot of support, no doubt about that. The rookies I'm talking about.
Okay, fantastic. So there you go, Tony Jacklin. Experience versus form. It's not all about form players. You obviously need, like we said earlier, that Ryder Cup's a totally different atmosphere to what you face on a week-to-week basis as a tour pro. So Lee Westwood, Mark Kaymer bringing the experience, and Pieters, the form player, and a bomber, which we talked about earlier as well, might suit this course quite well. Thank you very much, Tony.
Very welcome.
Leave comments down below.